All right, everyone, this is Wild Phil with Wild Phil's Philosophy. Let's get wild.
Yeah. What's up, man?
What's going on? We got Vladimir Minchev on the podcast today. What is going on, Vlad?
It's going good, man. Everything is going.
Everything's going?
Everything is going.
My fucking hair is going.
Oh my god. When I saw that video that you uploaded with your new hair,
Yeah.
I died laughing, man. I was like, holy fuck, they made this guy like Frankenstein right there with a mullet.
Dude, my wife says I look like the guy with the blonde hair in Rocky Horror Picture Show with the skullet, you know?
I haven't seen the movie, but I can imagine how this guy looks just by looking at you.
Have you ever seen Last Action Hero?
Yeah.
With Arnold?
Yeah.
Remember Jack the Ripper in there?
Yeah.
Like that?
Oh god.
I got his coat right now. Just need to swing an axe around. But no, like it's funny. I may as well mention it because it's only in my story. But yeah, I don't want to fucking waste money. So I'm like, dude, I'm gonna go to Sports Clips, and I went to one near my house like a year ago. And dude, you know, fucking old ass boomers getting their, I'm gonna get my regular horseshoe trim, you know. So there's a Mexican lady there, and she's like, "Oh, you like mullet? Oh, I haven't done this forever." So she was having fun. So I told her. She wrote the notes down. It was like 3 here on the sides, 5 here, almost like a mohawk. I go to the Sports Clips by my work because I was rushed. I went there during lunch. Dude, she goes, I go, yeah, 3 sides, 5 here. She goes, oh, you want 1 side? I'm like, okay, maybe 1, but then, yeah, 5 here. This is 1? I go, yes, 1. So she just gave me fucking 1.
One everywhere. Oh my god, bro.
May as well keep the head off. May as well be so I got this like horse.
Just swinging, man. Oh my god. This is
tail.
like floors, you know, it's like dude, that's why I think like I'm not being cheap on my hair, man. Like I'm gonna give a little bit more money, but I know that I'm gonna get nice haircuts. Yeah, you know how Slavic people are, always like trying to look nice and like good.
Yeah, dude, I used to get graphics. I used to have my band name on one side and on the other. But yeah, I don't know where the fuck that
yeah, I haven't done graphics. Like the only graphic that I did pretty recently was just I told my barber to make a line on the side of my head, just one. But that was all the graphics that I did. One time when I was a kid, I did had like 2 lines on each side of my head, but I don't know. Mm-hmm. I don't think it looked that good with it.
Maybe when I get a little better in 5 years and I'm on tour and get wild, Phil.
Oh, I should make it. Like try it out before the tour, man. Like try it out, see how it's gonna go.
Yeah, dude. I was gonna get beads, gold beads for back here. You know, like Dog the Bounty Hunter for the roast.
No, I don't know this.
And I didn't have enough time to get the beads, and I was like, dude, that's gonna make me a bigger target at a roast. You know?
And I don't think like that lady at Sports Clips can do that. You know.
Oh
see
yeah,
how she did your hair. She's not gonna do those beads good.
No, I go to a African salon. I'm the only white guy that goes there. Because 2 years ago I got cornrows, but I got them like Jeff Ross, where it was like it's
I thought
parted.
you were gonna say Riff Raff.
Yeah, like Riff Raff, dude.
Okay.
You listen to Riff Raff?
I know of him, but I don't listen to him.
Did Mark tell you?
What?
That fucking I was like, dude, so anytime a concert pops up, I'm like, dude, I need somebody to go with. So I just buy 2 tickets right away. And even knowing that my wife's not gonna fucking go, you know, so so I got Riff Raff's coming next month, and I'm like obsessed with him. So I asked Mark if he wants to go. We'll see because I asked my buddy David too, and he might like whoever grabs a ticket. It's gonna be at WC Social Club, which is so fucking small, dude. People we know have done stand up there. So
I mean,
it's gonna be a party.
Riff Raff is not that big anymore, I guess, but. Yeah, good for him still making concerts and shit.
I don't know. I don't know if he was ever like I just get into rappers and I'm like I don't fucking know how. I don't know if this guy's gonna play at Jerks at Joe's or in the United Center. You know, like
Dude, he's gonna have a lot of crowd in jerks. More, he's probably gonna fill that place up rather than fills that theater, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, dude.
But yeah, so Pat, like, yeah, I always start off with like any fucking crazy shit happened past 2 weeks, anything at all?
I almost got hit by a truck.
Yeah, semi.
Again. Yeah, semi.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, all the like my life flashed before me and stuff like people say, but I just figured out, dude, life is short. Just do more drugs now when you're young. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna smoke some more, figure it out, but like, why the fuck not? Like, if I'm gonna die tomorrow at work, at least I'm gonna be happy and high.
I think the opposite, because I'm like, dude, if I do more drugs now, I am going to be...
Oh no, be active when you do them. That's the thing. Like I'm doing more, but I'm being more active.
Oh,
Like at least I'm going out like in a park or some shit, or
I'm
go
just-
out in the city and I'm like, hey, what's up, guys?
I think my biggest fear is not having my hand on the steering wheel mentally. And I feel like if you do too much shit, that's what I mean. I don't know. I did too much shit when I was young. That's why.
That's the thing. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I did too, but still, like it's fun. It's okay as long as you believe in yourself. That's all that matters. I believe in
Smoke
myself.
crack.
No, smoke crack, no. But a little bit of weed, little bit of nose candy. So good.
Yeah, even if it's chopped up crack, right?
Mm.
No.
Only the white kind.
See, I don't need crack to get this kind of haircut. That's why.
You do just look like you do crack. That's it. You don't need crack, but you just look like
Dude,
you do crack.
You know what's the best part is where I'm working. I'm not going to name the name because I don't want to get in trouble. But working as an auto mechanic assistant general manager, you know the look on fucking Karen's faces when they go, "I want to speak to the manager," and they see this.
They see you.
They're like, "All right, I'm good. I'm not getting an answer from this guy."
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna be like, you know what? I totally understand the situation then if I see somebody like that.
Dude, but it's, you know what's awesome is like, I had 5 entrepreneurs in my Polish family. I know how to fucking run businesses. I do. If I had like some Shark Tank motherfucker invest in me, I would make that shit. I would make millions. I'm telling you.
Just go on Shark Tank. Do you have an idea?
You know, honestly, that
Some
cat
shit.
castle you saw, I was gonna start selling those.
Nice.
I was during lockdown when we had nothing going on. But the thing is, cat ladies are so fucking so. For people who don't know, I got a huge, I mean, it's like
huge.
5 square foot castle. Vlad could sleep in it.
I could definitely sleep in it in a fetal position. Yeah,
So
it's gonna be comfy. I can maybe stretch my legs a little bit.
and you know, so I wanted to like, I'm like, dude, I could like mass produce these. But the thing is, that's all. It's plywood, and there's a place. You know what remnants for
Plywood and carpets, just that's it, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, do you know what remnants are for carpet installers?
No.
It's like when they do a job, like say they do a kindergarten school where there's a shit ton of carpet, and they're like, oh fuck, there's like 30 square feet left over. They sell those rolls for like $10 each. So I was like, dude, I could fucking make a shit ton. My mom, she had a fabric. Like she's an interior designer, so I learned how to do all that shit, upholstery,
Nice.
curtains and shit. That's why I don't know, I'll show you later. I have this exact same hoodie.
Oh yeah.
Did you get it at H&M?
Yeah, it's just
had-
right here, man.
Dude, well, I didn't even see the tag, but I have the
Yeah.
exact same one. and
Yeah, it's from
I got
H&M.
a coyote head right here. I don't know if you ever seen that one.
No, I don't know about this one.
Yeah, I was gonna start making coyote fucking hoodies, but yeah, I don't know if it's that much in demand.
Dude, nowadays you can make money pretty much from everything, you know? Like, why the fuck not? People are amused and they're like very surprised by whatever product comes out, and they're like, ooh, that's interesting.
Dude, it's so funny you said you almost got hit by a truck because one of the companies I worked at, you seen Austin Powers, right?
Yeah.
You know that little like, remember when he gets stuck in the hallway with that yellow little?
Oh yeah, when he cannot like make the maneuvers to swerve. Yeah.
It's like that luggage cart, you know, for at the airport. Bro, I worked at a company. There was this Arabian guy, and he was here on a work visa. So in order, you know how that works. Like in order to fucking stay here,
yeah, I know
you
how
have
this
to work.
works. Yep, you have to work.
So he was backing in a truck, and dude, you know when you back in a trailer, it's got those rubber ends on.
Dude, that's what I do all day, man. That's pretty
Dude,
much my job.
It backed in on his knee. crushed his fucking knee.
Oh.
And he's like, listen, I will not sue you if you let me keep working at this company. So they fucking bought him that luggage cart. And he just zooms around on this little Austin Powers yellow cart. Like,
oh my God.
He just stayed, and yeah, they can't fire him because he's like, I still have all the evidence. I'm going to sue you if you fire me. So
this dude has the upper hand for sure.
yeah. He's got
Damn,
the American dream right there.
Right there. He could get a green card so easy from these bastards.
You know, speaking of that, you know what's weird is, do you remember Brian at Jerks?
Brian who?
Erlenbaugh? He was there a while back. He was blonde, short guy, had a bunch of tattoos. He had a wife in England, and he was fucking waiting like 7 years for them to pass their green card.
Oh yeah.
He's like, fuck this, I'm just moving there. So he just moved there now. But
nice. Good for him.
Yeah, the only reason why I know about it because my wife went to school with him.
Oh,
and I think
okay.
Maybe Chris Bong had as well because they all knew each other. But I don't know. Crazy shit that happened to me this week. I don't fucking know. I mean, I've been working at this auto mechanic place, and dude, I fucking love it there.
Nice.
It's like, it's hard to explain because I'm like this, you know, I'm all into Taoism and yin and yang and meditation and yoga, and so like, to me, this job is the like, how do I put it? It's the most balance. Like I'm not getting paid shit, but I'm not getting paid good, but it equalizes the stress. I mean, it's like, dude, it's like fucking Tim Allen and Home Improvement.
Yeah,
I'm working on cars all day, which any man loves to do anyways, and you're getting paid for
not
it.
me. I don't know my cars, man. I just know that I have to change the oil. I know how to drive it. And that's pretty much all I know. I know how to change a tire. At least that is what I learned from work, you know.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Anything else, I'm like, whatever you say, bro. If the carburetor, okay.
I'm just the only complaint I got is like, there's all these Zoomer kids, you know, with the fucking broccoli haircut, where they're just like, how come the manager gets to sit on his fucking ass and not do anything? He's not talking about me. He's talking about our general GM. I'm like, because that's what managers do, bitch. What do you think fucking this is what managers do. They sit and they smoke cigars. So
fuck yeah.
And yeah, my fucking GM, he was telling me, he's like, dude, you're so good with running this place. I could give you your own store. And I'm like, well, can I still work 9 to 6? He's like, no, you better learn how to open. I'm like, fuck that. Then I'm AGM for life. I don't give a fuck.
No, my place, my manager still opens from time to time. We have to be there, you know, at 8, a little bit before 8 to open up everything. But dude, like, I'm not a morning person at all. Like, fuck that shit, man. I don't like that. And usually when I wake up, it's just gives me enough time to not be that late, you know. I'm still there on time, but I'm cutting like the minute of being late, and I'm like, you can't say shit because I'm on time, bitch. Yeah, so I do close all the time, but most of the mornings I don't open.
Yeah, I used to have to be a morning person. I used to work at like 4 a.m. Honestly,
fuck that. And if it's not a flight or a trip, I'm not waking up that early.
and dude, lack of sleep and antidepressants, that's how you get this nice beer keg figure, you know? So fucking dude, it's just, yeah, I'm so glad I'm not. That's why, dude, we're in this like position in America. The peasants are taking over, man. You know what I mean? Like, everybody's like, this is what I demand out of a job. And that's good, because people got treated like shit.
True.
All that boomer mentality where they're just like, you need to be proud of your job. And you're telling that to, like, a bagger at Jewel. Like, every single bag I bag, I'm going to put all my effort into. Bitch, get the fuck out of here. You know, like.
Well, no, still, like, if you treat your job with respect, if you're still doing your job good, and even if you're exceeding, for me, it doesn't matter if the manager doesn't see it, as long as me, myself, I'm satisfied with what I do, you know. Like, if I think of myself, hey, I'm doing a good job, even though I'm not feeling appreciated, sure, at some point it's going to get in my head, and I'm going to be like, you know what, fuck this place, I'm going to leave, I'm going to quit. But still, I'm going to quit, but I'm going to be like, I did all the best that I can. I gave 100% of what I did at this place,
Yeah.
and they just don't appreciate it. If they don't, good riddance to them. They lost a good employee, and
Yeah.
that's the same thing that I'm trying to get into the comedy that I'm doing right now as well. Like, I know
being a good employee in comedy,
not employed, like just give it 100% of
pulling in some trucks in comedy,
yeah, pulling in the heavy loads of comedy in there. Yeah.
not blowing some heavy loads.
No, fuck that shit.
Fucking.
No, but still, I look like a man in my right hand with the cigar, and then I look like a pussy with a twisted tea in my left. So I don't know.
Dude,
I'm keeping the balance right here.
That's the thing. Is like I think I've actually had friends who we were talking about it before the podcast about like the guy I went to the Activate, with. Well, I've had friends who are like jealous of how much I don't give a fuck to like social norms. Meaning, like, I mean, like, if I was drinking a twisted tea, I'm like, I don't give a fuck if this is put. I don't give a fuck.
I
if
don't
I'm,
give a fuck either.
you know-
Just, I enjoy it. Fuck off.
Yeah, like I went to this wedding like 2 weeks ago, and all I drank was red wine. And they're like, "Oh, chicks drink red wine." I'm like, I don't fucking care if this is. If it tastes good, I'll drink fucking.
Right. It's not
Everclear with
blowing my stomach. It's like I'm not getting bloated, so fuck off.
Yeah, you know what I told Mark that was funny was like because we're like into motorcycles and shit.
Uh-huh.
I was like trying to, dude. I just don't give a fuck about clutch. I don't give a fuck about clutch, dude. We're in 2023. There's so many motorcycle companies that are going full automatic, and there's all these motherfuckers that are like, you're a pussy if you got an automatic bike. You know what happened?
Same thing is with the car side thing. Like,
Yeah.
you don't have a clutch. Ugh, like, dude, I drive. I'm with same roads just as you.
Yeah, and it's like, what are you gonna have a rice burner and race? Why don't you sign up for fucking NASCAR, you pussy? Like, so I was online and I was trying to get, because the bike that I really loved my entire life is like a red dirt bike. That's what
Oh, you're more into dirt bikes?
Yeah, like that fucking John Connor.
Like in the 80s, the Terminator shit?
Mm-hmm.
I know what you're saying, yeah.
That would be my ideal bike. Even, I was trying to get either like it was a KTM 250 or it's called a Honda XRL or some shit. But I was like going online and I'm like, hey, is there any way to like convert this bike into being fully automatic? Like, how much money would I have to pay? And immediately this guy goes, you fucking pussy, why the fuck would anybody want to do that anyways? And we're online, so he doesn't know shit about me. So I go, well, it's because I'm a veteran and my left leg was cut off from a landmine, so I'm not able to switch clutches. Is that okay with you, that I served this country for you? Immediately, thank you for serving, I'm so sorry. And then all the way at the end, and then they told me how to do it, and then I was like, yeah, bitch, I'm not a veteran. Fuck you.
Shit. Yeah. Some people need like this kind of lessons. Like, don't judge a person this fast, man.
Yeah, dude. I judge way too hard. I do sometimes. But you know what? That's kind of a part of comedy sometimes.
Oh, dude, you have no idea. Like, I see the drivers pulling up with their trucks, and I'm like, this guy's a fucking moron. He's gonna be a pain in the ass. And usually I'm right. You do. I don't know, like 80% of the drivers that are on the road, be careful when you drive next to a truck. You have the right to be scared of these fuckers. Dude, just seeing them, how they have to like pull up to the spot where they need to park. I'm like, dude, I'm really have to be afraid on like seeing them how they park. I know how they're driving.
Is it because they're double bigger for you?
No, no, man. You just gotta see these people, like, they using their brains only to function, man. Only to breathe.
Yeah.
Like, they're so big of a morons, man. I can't even describe some of them. Like, I'm telling him, like, you have to turn the wheel like this. And he's like, oh, okay. And he does it in the opposite direction. I'm like, are you, like, dude, I told you, turn to the right. Oh, okay, I got it. And he turns to the left again. I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? He's like, don't tell me what to do. I have 20 years of experience. And I'm like, I can see you have 20 years of experience. Yeah, I fully trust that. Fuck, man.
I worked at a shipping department at one place where this guy pulled up. He looked like Willie Nelson. He was just like an old fucking Grateful Dead pothead, you know. And when he stepped in, they're like, "Yeah, you gotta stay in the fucking truck because you need steel toe to be in here." And he had sandals because he's a hippie, so he put on they're like these metal toe caps on his sandals. It's fucking hilarious.
Oh my god, metal toe caps on the sandal.
Yeah, but I don't know what else happened, man. Not much else going on. I've been doing review videos, which I'm liking, you know, and I don't know what that's gonna do because like I was like telling Mark, you know, Mark has his like niche of, you know, the TLC shows, and I'm like, dude, I was telling him, I'm like, I think I'd be good commenting on political shit, but that might make or break a comedy career if you say the wrong thing, you know. Then again, nobody knows who the fuck I am. I'm gonna get like what 80 views on this episode, you know. So,
well, you have me in it, so you might get more.
I might get more, dude. The mighty Vlad the Impaler, you know.
Hell yeah, I'm not Romanian though.
What is yeah, I mean, fuck. Usually I have like so much.
I know I'm a hard person to talk to. I know.
No. I just like usually I have a bunch of shit that happens within the fucking week, and I just like.
Dude, now you're working. Nothing ever happens when you work. I can't say shit other than I had to be like either I'm gonna be falling off because I stumble on a fucking wrench or some shit like that, or either a truck is gonna fucking slam me or some shit.
Yeah. I mean, some funny shit that I heard at my shop was there was a woman who after we changed her oil and did her whole fucking, you know, the whole car, she went to get her her entire stereo system updated for her car. She had some nice, I don't know, like a fucking Lexus SUV or a Cadillac Escalade, you know. She goes to this like stereo like specialist where they just work on stereos in cars, and they go, yeah, you know, we need these wires, and these wires cost about $1,000, and the reason why they're fucked up is because your oil change. That's what they told this woman.
Don't tell me she believed them.
She believed it. She came back to us and she tried filing a fucking claim. It's like, yeah, the oil dripped on my stereo wires, and because of the oil change my radio doesn't work. Like, dude, I'm sorry. There's so many stereotypes about women being dumb with cars. You're adding to it.
Like believing that your oil is acid, like the hell.
We're back at it. Bladder emptied.
Bladder is empty and ready.
How was the piss?
It was nice. Dude, you have the same toilet as like Mark's place when I was there.
Yeah.
What's with Americans in those small fucking toilets, man? Like, I'm a short guy, but that toilet is still, like, very short for me. I had to, like, do almost a split to get the pee in it.
That one came with the house. The one on the first. God. The one on the second floor, bro. See, this is how you have to.
It's like a Lilliput toilet, like the little people.
Dude, this is how you live stress free. Okay, I couldn't fucking for the life of me teach my kid to use a fucking toilet plunger because it kept stuffing upstairs. It kept fucking doing it, and I couldn't teach him. And I don't want to be like, you know, the screaming asshole husband. You know, so I'm like, you know how you fix this situation? I bought a fucking industrial powered toilet for my second floor. Bro,
what is that?
Dude, that thing, you'll hear it from here when it flushes.
Damn.
It's like it's the one on the commercials that sucks in 18 golf balls. Dude, the first week, every time I did it, all the cats like antelope hop. It's fucking hilarious.
Dude, this sounds like the thing at sea where the water goes down. I fucking forget the word. Fuck, what was the word? Where the water gathers in one spot and it goes down.
What? Like in Australia or whatever? How it spins the other way?
Yeah. No. Yeah, when it spins like in a circle and it goes like down. Like in the Pirates of Caribbean, they had that in the last movie. Forget what it's called.
Yeah, I don't know. A monsoon, a hurricane? I don't know.
Fuck, whatever. Goddamn it. It's a powerful flush, I understand.
I love that fucking thing, except when my balls finally sag low enough, I'm going to
It's going to suck your balls out.
Yeah, I'm going to go, that's going to be my transition surgery, you know. But
your castration.
Yeah. But yeah. So I guess what's new going on? I just won that fucking roast battle.
Nice. I saw the video. Good job.
Yeah, dude, it was fucking great.
You're in the winner circle now.
I was hoping that by winning, they would contact me for more. Nah.
It didn't happen.
No, but it's all good. I was gonna ask you, like, did you have your first page showcase recently? The Red Room, right?
No, it was the second page showcase that I had. The first one was in the Red Room.
Yeah.
I believe when I got there, and the first one was at the Rose Battle. The second one, it's gonna be next month in October.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been
Where's
having
that at?
just guest spots at the Red Room pretty much.
Is the second one at Red Room?
No, the second one, the page show you talking? The second page one is gonna be a Calvin Oates show that I'm doing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna be hosting that show on October.
What is that
6th.
place called again?
I want to do a promotion for it, but you have to go on Calvin Oates' Instagram page. He's gonna upload it there because I was there on the last show. I was just in the audience, but I totally forgot the place was called.
Okay.
Dude, I'm sorry, Calvin. Sorry about that, but get the poster ready. I send you the pictures.
It's all good.
Yeah.
I think I asked Calvin if I could be on it, but I don't remember to follow up, and I haven't been sending any emails out, which is my fault, Plus the other thing is, like, because of, like, this job shit, I don't have any fucking new clips to send. All my clips are, like, from last year,
I mean, you just gotta go to open mics, and whenever you get that's the thing with me. I do have videos or voice recordings of my open mics, and whenever I land the joke a little bit better, that's when I can be like, oh, I'm gonna, like, cut this one off and make a video of it. I believe even if it's like an open mic, if you get lives, you can still be like, hey, I did a show.
Yeah.
Like, the producer is gonna know.
I'm still desperately trying to think of what the fuck happened in the past 2 weeks, but let's just get straight into this interview. I mean, you when did you start comedy?
I started not almost, but over a year ago. It was last August when I started doing comedy, and the first one was at Jerks at Joe's. Yeah,
dude, you know what? I think I actually remember when you started.
Really?
Because I started in March of that year. So I remember you first coming by, and I was like, "Oh, this is a new guy."
Yeah. I believe I did actually. Not officially, I started doing comedy August last year. But before that, I had like a year of comedy celibate, you can say it.
Yeah.
I did one open mic at the Red Room.
Okay.
Yeah, but that was when the Red Room was still not that popular. There weren't that many comedians coming up to the open mics, and it was only me and 4 other comedians that were there.
Yeah.
And they just pretty much gave me like 8 minutes to talk about shit like that. And yeah, officially it was like 2 years ago, but I think unofficially it was 2 years ago. But I think for me, officially starting doing comedy was the first time that I did it at Joe's, which was August last year.
Yeah, man. I know that when I started, it was still Chris and TJ.
Oh yeah, you were probably starting before that, because I just remember Mark and the guys. Mark, Danny, Dan, Dylan, and AJ. I started when they were the producers. I know that TJ and Chris Bonga were before them, but I mean, I didn't catch that.
Yeah, and like, so I want to talk about, like, so where did you grew up? Let's start off with the origins of Vlad.
Origins of Vlad. I was born and raised in Bulgaria.
Yeah.
I was born in 1995.
You gonna rep your town?
Fucking Stara Zagora, the best city in the world.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, man. We are considered the center of the universe. That's what we like to say, because we're just right in the center of Bulgaria.
Yeah.
But a lot of shit is happening, and we are the city with the less crime in Bulgaria. So
okay.
Good for us. And we're like to say, oh yeah, we're not the center of Bulgaria, we're the center of the universe.
I'm gonna sound like such a stupid American Polak saying this, but is Bulgaria, I was always under the impression that Bulgaria was like, you know how like Belarus didn't used to be Belarus because of Russia takeover and stuff.
Yeah, we were part of this this block. They say the communist block.
Yeah.
We were part of that thing, and we weren't like Bulgaria, Serbia, Romania, and blah blah blah. We were just Yugoslavia.
You were Yugoslavia. Yeah.
It was one country that was a big country, but after that, after the communism fell down, all the countries were like separating,
split apart.
Stuff. Yeah, and that's where the Kosovo War started as well.
So in that block, it was what? It was Bulgaria.
Dude, you're asking me stuff from history that I actually didn't remember. I know it's Bulgaria, Macedonia, Serbia, Kosovo was there, Albania was there as well. I'm not sure about Romania, but Bosnia and Herzegovina were part of it too.
So my question is, like, all of those part of Yugoslavia, do you guys all speak the same language?
No.
Okay.
No, that's the thing.
So once it's split into languages as well.
No, we did had different languages before, but I think Yugoslavia, when we were part of Yugoslavia, we were just like in different regions, and they were like, oh, different regions, different languages, but it was not like that, because after the Second World War, when Russia, Germany, and all these other countries, they were splitting territory, we were actually under the territory of Russia, so decided to make just one big region over there in the Balkans that was called Yugoslavia. But we were like separate countries before that.
Yeah.
So every country had different languages. But interesting thing, Bulgarians, we gave the language to pretty much all of those countries, including Russia as well. Because back in the day...
Because you're the center of the universe.
Fuck yeah, no, that's just my town. Well, no, I'm talking about Bulgaria is the oldest country in Europe. We were established 681st AD. Okay. Like the oldest fucking country in Europe established. And before we had a written language, people were just speaking, but then there was these two brothers that are saints in our church. They're called Kirill and Methody.
Yeah.
These two brothers, they made the Cyrillic alphabet. Before the nowadays alphabet, they made the Cyrillic alphabet, which is, I have it on my wristband over here. They made that in Bulgaria at first. And
what does this say?
This is just the first 5 letters of it. It's like A, B, C, D, F.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it was they made it first in Bulgaria, so after that, when they teach the Bulgarians this Cyrillic alphabet, they were like, hey, we are good people, let's give it to other countries. And one of these countries, it's Russia. So actually the Russian language is coming from Bulgarians. Basically, pretty much. Yeah, processes that.
I am trying to retain that, because I was always under the impression that like Russia was around for fucking ever. Like
we were before. I mean, in Europe, we're the first. I don't know their country when it was established, but fuck it. I'm not into Googling that shit right now, because we give them their language and their...
And that's the way it's gonna be.
That's the way it's gonna be. History cannot be changed.
Did you have any like family members that had to be involved in the whole Kosovo War?
No. The Kosovo War was in Kosovo. It wasn't like in Bulgaria and stuff like that. It was just a war that happened over there.
But I'm saying, like, when Yugoslavia split up, was there anybody did it involve any like military takeover?
No, nothing like that. It's just pretty much the government collapsed, and
you didn't have any missiles coming down on your...
No, nothing like that. Yeah, it wasn't like that. The war there was just between Albania and Serbia, was it? I forgot.
Yeah,
but that's the war over there. But we weren't like affected or anything by it. We weren't like involved into it.
Yeah, I get all that shit mixed up. The whole Yugoslavia thing. And then the Bosnia thing in the 90s, Yeah,
it's crazy, man. Well, one funny thing that I remember not from that time, because it was before I was born, but I remember when I was a kid, still there was these VHS tapes, you know? And my parents, they used to like...
Wait, how old are you again?
I'm 27 almost. Now, I'm going to be 28 next month, which is cool. But yeah, we still had the VHS tapes.
Yeah, I know. I'm 36. So.
And I remember...
Don't call it old.
Oh, no, you're not that old. Not that old. Yeah. Okay. But the thing is that when I was a kid, and I used to have like some cartoons on VHS tapes.
Yeah.
But one time I was watching this cartoon that I didn't watch that often, but I decided to watch the full episode or the full movie from it. I forgot which one it was. So I'm putting the VHS, I'm watching. Then at some point, the picture of the cartoon stops, and there's this report from the Kosovo War starts. And mind you, I'm like 5 or 6 years old.
Yeah.
And I start seeing like people without legs, people like dying on the street, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But I was just there watching and just taking the full information and images from it.
Yeah.
But I still turn out good, I guess.
Dude, I started early with that fucked up shit. You know what rotten.com is?
Oh, dude, I've been there too.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. You know what I did? Speaking of VHS tapes, this is Wild Phil was a troll since birth, since I came out of my ma's vag. Bro. So there was this website called streetwise.com. They might still be around, but what Streetwise was is they would give you a bunch of free it was basically before, it was like a little bit after internet came out and bands needed promotion. So for example, they were making, I remember even in the 2000s, they were making like a best of NWA album. Like because NWA released like I think like 10 albums, but there was like 3 fucking good songs on each album.
Like the compilations they do right now on YouTube.
Yeah, so because they were doing that, they would be like, all right, if you want to help out NWA, order these tickets, and you get like a fucking Bible stack of NWA bumper stickers that they just want you to vandalize your whole town with, like to promote it. Yeah. It was like DIY self-promotion, right? So what's funny is, you know that movie The Ring?
Yeah.
Before it was a Japanese movie.
Yeah, that's the original, the Japanese
yeah.
original.
So they were trying to promote The Ring coming out in America. So they would give you this stack of stickers of The Ring, but also they sent a VHS tape with the actual ring,
like the tape that they show in the movie.
Yeah, with that with that
cool.
hole.
That's cool.
I remember, dude, I was like maybe in 8th grade, and one of my moms. So my mom ran my mom basically. I'm not joking, and I'm still. I have so much material for bits. My mom had a Polish sweatshop in our basement. I'm not joking. Like
little kids and shit working.
Not little kids, but desperate Polish women who don't have green cards, and she ran it out of the basement. Like it's so funny because like
she was a madam as well.
Yeah, dude. Fucking so like it's so funny because like I'll tell my wife like sometimes in the summer, like right where I live right now, there's like a little training like private airport where you get a pilot's license and shit. And once in a while, I'll hear like helicopters or like a little fucking cartel plane, and I'm like, oh man, that's so relaxing. And it's because having that sweatshop, dude, that air compressor was just going all day, because there's like 20 sewing machines in the basement, just all day. So, one of the ladies, she would just bring her kids because she couldn't afford a babysitter, so she would just have the kids play with us. I was such a fucking troll. I unscrewed the VHS tape of The Ring. She had, whatever, Barney or, whatever the fuck was back, Veggie Tales. And I taped in that Ring scene. So one day she's just watching like a little kid show, and then it goes to The Ring. But yeah, so like you grew up in the time, and
you have to call. Did you call her after that when you were just there peeking through the window? You see the tape finishes, and you just call the number like, "You're gonna die in 7 days."
No. She watched the tape at our house. That's what was like. She's like, "Mom, what is this?" Like, but so you're saying you grew up in Bulgaria? Like, how was life there? I mean,
dude, like every Balkan country, I guess it was a lot of fun. Nobody was afraid to go on the streets to get shot. But it was a fun experience, to be quite honest. For me, it was a little bit more different because both of my parents were teachers.
Yeah.
So before I go to play with the other kids like a normal kid, I had to do my homework.
Yeah.
And then I was going out. But still, it was quite fun.
Do you still, like, when you move to America, you still go to like, Bulgarian grocery store and buy
Yeah.
food. Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I do that when I'm like craving something from Bulgaria. I just go to the store that it's in this place that they have there, and I just buy the shit that I want.
Yeah.
Some Bulgarian snacks, sweets, and I'm like, oh, this is heaven right now.
You ever go to KD Market
KG? No, I haven't visited that
or like
market yet.
Deli for You?
No.
No, that's the Polish.
These are the
shit.
Polish versions of it, yeah.
But they have a bunch of like they'll have like a Bulgarian aisle, then they'll have like a Russian aisle, and they have like dude, all that's anything you eat from those foreign stores, you're like wow.
Yeah,
I
right.
don't feel like I want to stab my stomach, like
No,
'cause it's all fresh.
even Mariano's has some Bulgarian items in it in some Mariano stores.
Yeah.
I think.
I'm gonna get this jacket off.
Yeah, go ahead, man. It's hot, I know, but yeah, I mean, you can get a lot of Bulgarian products even in Mariano's, like we said. Shit, sometimes it sucks being short, man. Fucking sucks being short. Sometimes I have a small fucking ass bladder.
Sometimes it sucks being short.
Yeah, sometimes.
What if you go to like Six Flags and it says you got to be this tall to ride?
Oh, I'm tall enough, man, for that shit. I know that. I went there and I'm gonna be there again, not this week, but next week on the 23rd.
I got so sick of Six Flags just because, like, dude, all that fucking junk food there, and you're just waiting in line in the heat, sweating.
Dude, that's the thing. Go when they open. That's what I did the first time. Me and my girlfriend, we went there when they opened at like 10:30 or some shit. Dude, so we went on so many rides before the people came. It was
Yeah,
so
when you go
fun.
early, the people who fight at Six Flags aren't there.
Yeah,
You know
they're
what I'm
not
saying?
there. It's fun. No, next week we're gonna go there for the Fright Fest that they're having.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we both like horror movies.
Dude, so I forgot to tell you. You remember I told you a while back, I messaged you a while back about, you were talking about like in Bulgaria people are like Eastern Orthodox, right? That's the religion.
I
Remember
think
I
it was Orthodox, what it's called in English. Yeah. Fuck yeah.
What is it called?
Orthodox? I think that's what it is in English. I don't know.
Okay, yeah. Remember I told you about that Polish band that dresses up like that, Batushka,
Oh yeah.
where they dress up, where they literally sing like hymns that are Eastern Orthodox. They just do it metal. They're coming to town too. I don't know
Like
if you,
from the churches and shit.
yeah.
I'm not into church music.
No, dude. I'll show you a clip after this. It's an experience. They do everything on stage. They got the grand schema, the hoods.
Mhm.
The hoods that they wear with all the symbols on them.
Oh, okay.
And they got a choir there, and they kind of like mock it. It's kind of Satanist, to be honest. So
Just opposite of church.
yeah, and they do all the rituals with the fucking where they have like ash and frankincense smoking. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
If you ever want to go to a Wild Phil metal show adventure.
Yeah, I used to listen a lot of metal music before, man, when I was back in high school.
What
But
did you listen to?
Dude, I was listening to Slayer. I was listening to Pantera a lot as well.
Yeah.
I used to be so hyped up on that shit, but right now I think even back then I was listening to them as well, but I was listening more to the pop rock or the pop punk rock bands or the garage rock
Yeah.
style.
Like
This
who-
is what I like. A little bit more like energy to it, but not like
Yeah. What like pop punk or garage rock?
fuck man. It's not like one band. Like right now, I can tell you right now the band that I listen to that
What?
I really like. It's Royal Blood.
Well, okay.
Royal Blood. They're pretty cool for me. I like their
Did
style of
they just
music.
play a show recently?
I actually have no idea.
I've seen that.
I know that they got a new album that came out and it's so good.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, all the fucking really angry anti-Catholic bands that are good come from Poland. It's fucking crazy. There's so much because you get that shit rammed down your like. That's the thing about Poland that people don't know. Blasphemy is still like a law there. I don't know if you know that. It's crazy. There's this band. I mean, my metalhead friends will make fun of me for talking about it, but it's like Behemoth. Have you ever heard them?
No.
They're the most successful one from Poland, and they I mean, they're still. It's like a 10-year ongoing court case because they released a shirt that had the Polish eagle on it, holding a pentagram.
The Polish what?
There's a Polish eagle on the flag.
Eagle?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I heard eagle and I'm like, what? Okay. Never mind. Fuck, I'm Bulgarian.
No, no, it's like a. It's weird. It doesn't look like a bald eagle. It's like a white eagle that's
Does
really.
it have a mullet too?
Dude, it looks like like Tom and Jerry cartoons. It looks like a white eagle that flew into a window. That's what it looks like because it's like spread apart.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, they're still going to court for it for blasphemy for using that as with a pentagram. But
Oh, this is like the national symbol picture.
yeah.
That you guys got. Yeah.
So so you're saying you grew up and like when did you move to the States?
6 years ago. In May next year is gonna be 7 actually.
So you were what, 20?
21.
21. And like what made you decide that?
Dude, I don't know, like when I was back in Bulgaria, ever since like I was little and I can remember myself, I know that I like watching movies and shit like that.
Yeah.
And just when I was watching that many movies and imagining what it would be to live in America between the skyscrapers and the life that people were having here and whatnot, it seems, like
a dream.
kind of like that, yeah, like, oh, this is gonna be so fucking awesome and so cool, man. And actually in 2016 I was first on a work and travel program, and that was my idea to go there to work for the summer. But after that you have like a month or two
That's
when you can.
the same thing as a work visa, right?
Yeah, it's a little bit different. This is more like a student visa type of shit.
Okay.
Yeah, you go to work between your like college years,
Yeah.
and then you have like a month or two to travel around America. But
Yeah.
my plan was like, oh, let me like see how it is, what
Yeah.
I can do. And 2017 I came back and I was like, that's cool here. I love it.
You know what's a crazy fact I learned recently? I saw it on a podcast. There's this guy, his name's Gad Sad. He's this he's like a, I don't know what you would call him, like a Jewish philosophy teacher. And he wrote a book, and he's like one of those like super anti-woke guys, talking about
Okay.
how
Yeah,
everyone's
I
getting
know which one he's talking about.
And so he was talking about, which I thought it was really interesting, is that if you learn English before puberty, like 12, like the hormones in your brain, you won't have an accent.
Not true though.
Not true?
Because I started learning English since I was back in kindergarten.
Yeah.
Like the basics, like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, whatever. And then I moved to learn English in school. After my 4th grade, I was like, I think I've learned enough from school.
Yeah.
So I started like reading books, talking with people online, and watching a lot of movies. I was having my own.
Sending a lot of dick pics?
No, I'm not doing that actually, to be honest. And I was pretty much doing all that. I learned English way before my puberty hit me, but I still have an accent, as you can hear right now.
Yeah. No, it's
It's actually like if you were born into an English-speaking family, then you're not gonna have an accent. But it is what it is.
I didn't learn English till I was like 10. So I just and a lot of people are. I'm that immigrant guy who like I didn't make like that was my best fucking class.
Yeah.
I literally like I would sell weed, and I would pay people would pay me to write them papers when I was in college.
And then roll those papers.
Yeah, man, and like, but no, I just thought it was a cool fact because like
Yeah.
I don't know.
You ever smoked weed from a newspaper?
From a newspaper? I don't think so.
No. Oh shit, you're not ghetto that much. No, dude. I remember one time I was like without papers, and I was like, "Fuck, there's a newspaper here."
Yeah.
Fuck it.
I don't.
So bad. Not recommend.
When did you start smoking weed?
It was last year of high school. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I was a late bloomer, man, but I was a little bit, not a little bit, but I was the guy that they picked up in school, But I met
They
my.
picked on.
They picked on, yeah.
Oh,
Picked
yeah.
up, no, yeah. But they were picking me up as well because I'm fucking short.
You mean like even in
But-
Bulgaria?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
What
it doesn't matter if you're whenever in the
Yeah, yeah.
world, you can still get picked on. But
I just always have this like because I wasn't raised in Poland, I just had this like assumption that people would be, I don't know, tighter knit in their community if their community is small or whatever, What's like the worst thing you got? What's the worst time you got bullied?
I don't know, like that's the thing, bro. There's the thing. So you look at me now, I'm cute and shit. When I was a little kid in high school, I was not looking at my age. Like people were thinking that I'm way shorter. When I was starting high school, they on the opening day of high school,
Yeah.
they gather us in the yard and they have like a ceremony, opening ceremony and shit.
Yeah.
And I went to my class where we were supposed to be at together with everybody, and even the teacher and all my other classmates, they were like, "Hey, where's your older brother?" And I'm like, "What do you mean? Like, aren't you like in fourth grade or some shit?" And I'm like, "No, bro, I'm the same age as you." "No fucking way!" And that's how it happened. But I started to get picked on after
The
that.
short man life.
Yeah, short man life.
you know
But
what-
it's cool because you know what? It's
But you
cool
don't.
when
But
it's,
you don't have short man syndrome. You know
no,
what that is?
I'm not into that shit. Like
You know what that is?
I'm owning my height, man. I'm a short king.
Yeah.
I'm a short fucking
But I think.
king.
But I think it's because people who are foreign are just naturally nicer from that block because of what we went through there.
True.
Because
True.
dude, America is filled with fucking the Joe Pesci's. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
The short guys that are just overly fucking angry or trying to compensate.
Yeah, I'm
Like, you're
no,
just
it's-
chill.
Yeah, I'm chill, man.
Just
I'm
chill about it.
pretty fucking fine with
What-
my height, but
But like I said, what's the worst thing you think? What's the worst thing that happened when you got bullied?
they made me eat a carrot when I was in 8th grade. I wasn't like
They made you eat a carrot?
I wasn't like beat on, like they wasn't beating me up or some
Oh, it
shit
wasn't
like
physical?
that.
No.
Yeah, it wasn't physical. It was more emotional.
Oh, okay.
big time.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it still hurts. But the funny thing is that, dude, even when I was trying to defend myself,
Yeah.
I couldn't defend myself only myself. The thing is that when I was back in high school,
You mean like verbally?
yeah,
Like-
no. Like, I'm gonna tell you right now. So when I was back in high school, like I told you, I was in 8th grade, but I looked like I was in like 3rd or 4th grade.
Yeah.
And the girls from the upper classes that we had classes in the school with, they were like, "Oh my gosh, he's so cute, he's adorable." And they're in the between classes, in the time when we have like the between class time or whatever,
Yeah.
they were just like, I was just eating my lunch and whatnot, and they were just gathering around me to talk with me. I didn't want any of that shit because I knew that when they gather around me, people are gonna start picking up on me. And when dudes started coming up to
Yeah.
me and started picking up on me, before I could even say something back at them to defend my honor, the girls were like jumping onto the guys and be like, "Leave him the fuck alone! What are you fuckers doing here?" And I'm like, "Bitch, I can defend myself. Let me have some honor in here. I have to have my pride." But I didn't get to that because I was
Should
like,
have Rick James or bitch.
yeah, I couldn't do that. I was like, I was still a nice guy even back then. And I was
Yeah.
like, fuck, I guess I'm gonna be picked on.
you know what my problem was? I might have mentioned this before, but it's kind of funny. So like, because I learned English so late, it was late for me to
How late did you start learning English? When you say late, like how late? Did
like
you
10 years old. Well, that's when I could fully communicate. Was like 10 years old.
Yeah, but that's still not late, to be honest. That's still pretty
But
young.
but when I say late, what I'm saying is like, in America, it's like there's like these cool trends, like what you wear and what you listen to and what you watch on TV, right? And so what was funny is like, I still laugh at this, and my family still laughs at this. I used to go to Chicago day camp, which was fun as fuck. Like they used to I lived the Chicago Park District, right?
Mm-hmm.
They fucking, dude, it was fun. Every year they took us to a Cubs game. I saw the Bulls when they were in their prime.
Oh, that
And-
should be so much fun.
Yeah, dude, and fucking, so I when I say late, I mean like so it's like, okay, when you're in kindergarten, you're just sort of like, "Hi, my name's Phil. Your name's Vlad. Wanna be friends?"
Oh,
You're
yeah.
kind of like just learning how to talk. then a few, then you start like people start that like tribalism. Like this kid's into basketball, this kid's into football. They sort of start like polarizing each other, right? So when I was in day camp, I remember they had picture day, and every fucking kid, they're wearing like basketball jerseys or like a WWF like Stone Cold, shirt.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm wearing a fucking Barney shirt at 12 years old. Because I'm like, I don't know what the fuck is cool, like, and dude, I got ragged on it so bad. Like, I wasn't even, it's like, it's not even that I was watching Barney, but it was like, we were
just had it, right?
Yeah, we were so poor that I kept this shirt for, that's the other thing with kids now, dude. I had like 3 pairs of fucking gym shoes my entire childhood. You know what I mean? Like we didn't have money, and so it was like the kids now. It's like they have a new pair of Air Jordans and they're clean because they never fucking go outside. So so you moved here at 21, and then like were you in were you living at where you live right now?
No, at first I was like for a month in Emerald Park. Then I moved to Des Plaines. Then I moved to different housing. It was again in Des Plaines, but it was on a different part of it, more to Niles.
Okay.
And
what was the intersection? Do you know?
Greenwood and Ballard.
Oh,
no, yeah.
Yeah, because that's so funny because I was raised in Chicago around Elmwood Park, like Harlem and Belmont, kind of where that
is,
Club Belmont is. And then I moved to Park Ridge, which I was by Greenwood and Oakton.
Oh yeah, I believe we talked about this before. Yeah. We probably by the time that I was there, you were still there, and we were like basically neighbors, pretty much. Yeah. But who could have knew that? We might have like probably cross paths in the Tony's market.
Yeah,
when I was over there, but
yeah, I used to fucking I worked at that Jewel on.
Oh, you were working at the Jewel in front of the hospital?
No, on the one Greenwood and Northwest Highway, in Park Ridge.
Oh, in the Park Ridge.
So if you keep going south on Green, but yeah, so you and then even Des Plaines, like I lived a little bit around Des Plaines where it was like where that fucking. You know where that huge water tower is? That's a Rose.
Isn't that Rosemont?
Not Rosemont. It's the fuck is that mall called? I think it's like technically Mount Prospect, but it's on Rand Road. Randhurst Mall.
Randhurst Mall. Okay, yeah.
Because there's another one there, right?
I don't know, to be honest. I don't know the malls here, but I know the Randhurst Mall. Yeah.
But so then you moved. Where do you live now? What is it?
Right now?
Yeah.
I'm in Villa Park.
Villa Park. Okay. Yeah. And I mean, did you like?
Dude, it's
like
really
like
nice.
what made you keep moving? Is it just?
It's just like housing and amenities and just like relocating for work and stuff. But on that apartment, when I was in Des Plaines, I was over there for probably like 4 years.
Yeah.
Before I moved, and right now I'm in my second year of living in Villa Park.
Okay. So when you say, I'm just curious, when you said you grew up in Bulgaria, like watching these American movies, like what were your like favorite movies like that you thought America was going to be like?
Dude, I don't know. I used to watch a lot of like movies, like a lot of comedies.
Yeah.
And usually my favorite movies were with my favorite actor, Jim Carrey.
Oh, yeah?
Dude, this...
Dude, for some reason, my wife is obsessed with Jim Carrey. Right before COVID, we were gonna go to this signing where you get to meet him and shit, but then the fucking lockdown happened. But the funny thing is, like, she tells me that maybe it's because when I act around her, she's like, you remind me of Jim Carrey. She tells me, but yeah, that's funny. It was one of the just like when you talk about like comedy and like language so like when you watch these movies, were they in Bulgarian?
At first, they were in Bulgarian because I was watching them on the TV, you know. Some of them were not, but I didn't watch them that much because I couldn't still read that fast because I was still in second grade.
Yeah.
You know, but after I grew up a little, like around 4th or 5th grade, which means like I was like, 10 or 11 years old, something like that. I was downloading movies a lot.
uTorrent?
Yeah, uTorrent, of course, man. Pirate Bay. No, we actually had our own Bulgarian website torrent website that you can download movies from. It was called Zamunda.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it was a cool, fun one. But
that sounds like a chick's Bulgarian name.
yeah, it's no, it sounds like more like in the like an African country kind of like
yeah.
Zamunda.
Yeah.
But the thing is that I used to download movies from there, and at first I was downloading them in English with subtitles. I was watching them with subtitles, and the thing with me is that I wasn't watching the movie, like the whole movie at once.
Yeah.
But I used to have a notebook right in front of me, and when I was watching them on the computer, I was listening to them, and I was trying to not look at the subtitles that much. But
Yeah.
whenever I hear another word that I didn't know of,
Yeah.
I was used to pause the movie, and
Yeah.
I was writing it down in my dictionary, my own dictionary,
Yeah.
like the meaning, how I should like pronounce it,
Yeah.
and what's the meaning of it. And that's how I actually pretty much learned English, like through movies, books, and I was talking with people online
Yeah.
as well.
Dude,
That's why I think helped me a lot to evolve my skills in the language, and that's what helps me right now with being a step ahead of most Bulgarians that are coming over here. You know?
Yeah.
But
So
yeah.
like what's your favorite Jim Carrey movie?
Comedy or non-comedy?
But either.
The comedy,
Both.
both. From the comedy Jim Carrey movies, it's not only one. That's the thing. I really love the Jim Carrey in 1994 when it was Dumb and Dumber, the Mask, or Ace Ventura.
Yeah.
This actually 1994 was the year of Jim Carrey, man. Like those three movies, they
Yeah.
were number one in the box office when they were out. And from non-Jim Carrey non-comedy Jim Carrey movies, I would say I really love and not love, but I really like the Trevor movie that he made, the number 23.
Oh yeah.
Dude,
That reminds me of that how Mark has that 117.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah, it's just like this it's a pretty cool and awesome movie. And not only because my birthday is on the 23rd.
Oh yeah. Did you go down that rabbit hole of seeing 23?
At some point I was thinking of it.
Michael
because,
Jordan.
Yeah. I was like coming to here in Chicago, and they was like, oh, there's the gate, and I would go in there and number 23.
Yeah. Fucking
But
man.
no.
So what do you think got you into stand up?
I don't know. When I came here, actually, my original plan when I came to America was, you have to become an actor. Like that was my main goal. That was what I was striving for. But then after some very bad experience with agencies and
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna be doing that, and I was on the verge of just like quitting and like going back to Bulgaria because I was coming here only for the sole purpose of becoming an actor.
Yeah.
But then I met Julia. She is running the Red Room.
Yeah.
And she invited me to one of her shows to come and watch her, you know. And when I saw the other comedians on stage, and when I saw her as well, like making people laugh, and I was looking around, and I was like, that's actually like pretty fun. And I thought that like people, my friends right now that I'm surrounded with, even back then we knew each other, and they were just saying, Vladdy, you're funny. And when they were introducing me to other people, or when they were talking about me, or when they said they were talking, they were like, yeah, Vladdy is funny. He can like tell jokes, keep you entertained, and stuff like that. I was like, why the fuck not? Let me try some shit. And I tried to do a comedy one time in the Red Room. It was the first open mic, the unofficially me starting the comedy.
Yeah.
It was the unofficial starting of my comedy career in Red Room, and I did pretty good. Like the first time that I did, I had to do 8 minutes, and I did the full 8 minutes, which was a surprise for the comedians that were there because some of them.
Are you talking about when you got paid, or you just fucked?
No, that was the on the open mic when I was there, and the comedians that were there on the same night of the open mic when there was like only like 5-6 comedians when the Red Room was just starting to become the Red Room.
Do you remember who they were?
I only remember one guy from over there. It was Mike Knight.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the boyfriend right now of Julia, but he's so cool, man. He gave me like some pointers and stuff like that. But he said I did a pretty like really good job for my first time, and he was even joking like, can you imagine, like, you didn't bomb this night, like on my first open mic I didn't bomb like most people, and he was like, can you imagine if he doesn't bomb on any other open mics and he's like the chosen one of comedy. Like, no. And then I have a year of not doing comedy at all, and then I was like, at some point, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna start it, and I'm gonna like be determined into it, because in that year that I didn't do any comedy, I was still writing some jokes from time to time, and I had some ideas, but I didn't like go to the shows and stuff. But I still wanted to do it, and but at that point I was being in this depressive episode for 1 year. Like shit just kept happening to me, like all one thing after another, and I was feeling so bad. And at some point I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna like be done with this sad shit, done with depression, and I said I'm gonna like get myself going, get myself out there. And that's when I started a year ago at the Jerks at Joe's.
Nice.
Doing open mics again, and I haven't stopped since then.
Nice, dude. Yeah. Some people don't like listen. We got a lot of friends who bust balls and who fucking, and shit, but I got to tell you, like, some people don't understand this fucking immigrant drive. You know what I'm saying? Man. Like, think about that. Like, you went from, like, just, it's almost like that Arnold documentary. You're watching movies.
Kinda, yeah.
You're fucking writing words down. You're driven to go to America, and now you're fucking writing jokes, dude. That's awesome.
One funny thing, it's that when it was 2016 and I had to like travel around the country a little bit, I came to Chicago here for 5 days because I had a friend that was here.
Yeah.
I was visiting him. But the funny thing is that after Chicago, I went to I had to travel for New York to be there for a week.
Yeah.
With a buddy of mine.
Oh, and, man, I still want to go to New York.
Dude, it's awesome. I had it in school, but I think I like Chicago more, to be honest.
Wow, how come?
I don't know, man. Like when I was there, like the scenery, like the skyline and the city itself in Chicago, I feel it's more like vibrant, more alive rather than New York. When you go to New York, like at first it's gonna be like glamorous and stuff like that, but it's a little bit more filthy than Chicago.
Filthy?
Yeah. But still, like when I had to go to New York for the first time, man, when we were flying with the plane and when I was with the blinds on the window, and when the pilot, when the captain said, hey, if you open your windows on your left, you're gonna see Manhattan and stuff like that, and I happened to be on the left, right next to the window.
Yeah.
Dude, I opened that window, I saw like New York straight from Birdview and stuff like that, and dude, that was a dream of mine for probably like almost 10 years. To go to New York and visit it, that I just like started like crying, like tears were coming down from my face, and there was this lady that was sitting right next to me. She was like, boy, are you okay, is everything fine? I'm like, I'm so fucking happy.
You're like, bitch, get away from me, all the guys are gonna pick on me.
Nothing's wrong, I'm good. But dude, this is like, it was a dream come true, man, when I saw the New York and everything.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome.
It was amazing.
I'm just wondering, so like, as far as like stand up, did you, when you were in Bulgaria, or even like when you came here at 21, what was like the first stand up that you started watching? I know you said comedy like Jim Carrey, but what was like, do you remember any like top, I always tell people, what do you think when you started thinking about comedy, what was like your top 3 influences, you think?
Oh, dude, top 3. I was watching a lot of the Jim Carrey stand-up when he was still doing the stand-up.
When he's doing this.
Yeah, when that's the most popular one, yeah. But I also I like Bert Kreischer, his comedy.
You like Bert Kreischer?
Yeah, dude, he's could be dumb, but man, he's just like so funny, bro.
Dude, I like Bert Kreischer.
Bert Kreischer is awesome.
Because he's.
Do you know the movie Van Wilder? The one that has Ryan Reynolds in it.
It's based on him.
Based on his life back in college, and I was like, holy shit, man! Like, it's of course it's not like 100% what happened back then, but a lot of the parts were like inspired from his life. I'm like, holy shit.
You know what I'm thinking is like, I've been thinking about this lately. Like I don't know if this is like a dream or like a bullshit thought in my mind, but did you know the show he had on National Geographic?
No.
So what's funny is like when they found out about him, about that whole Van Wilder thing, and they gave him money, they're like, "Oh, we're gonna give you," because you know his whole story. He was like in college forever, just partying,
just partying and shit.
So then they gave him a show on National Geographic called Hurt Burt, which is like where they just put him because of his personality, how he's like goofy and he's like animated. They would just put him in situations where he would like lose it, where they would like send him off to go on like the craziest roller coaster, and then they had him train with like Japanese jiu-jitsu masters.
Oh my God.
And they just choked him out, or he'd go skydiving and I'm like, dude, because how many times I've been called Bert Kreischer by people in our scene. I'm like, dude, I want to make a Kill Phil.
Didn't you try to go on stage like Bert Kreischer, like taking your shirt off?
So let me tell you about that. So here's what's funny, because at that time I was like really cool with Amy, because honestly at that time I started out. So you started out. What was that? August 2022.
Yeah. I think so.
So I started March 2023, which, you know, it was run by TJ.
Wait, you started in March this year?
No, 2022. yeah. I started March 20. Pretty good, huh?
Right.
No. But no, I started the March before you started. So like March 2022. And the only other person that I knew that started at around the same time as me was Amy. So we would go to Mike's a shit ton. And then we went to Laugh Out Loud in Schaumburg. And do you know? Did you hear about this or no?
I heard that you took off your shirt.
I took off my shirt. Here's what happened. So Laugh Out Loud it's a weird mic because
I've been there. Yeah,
it's fun, but because Schaumburg is a big city. I call Schaumburg the Chicago without violence. You know, because it's popping over here. You know, there's a lot of places you can work. It's a little bit, what would you call it, like urbanized, you know?
Doesn't this comedian Maniscalco from here?
He's from Arlington Heights.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but
it's the
he grew up in. No, he didn't grow up in Schaumburg or not.
He grew up around here.
Oh, yeah. I see. Yeah, but he said that Schaumburg is more like the Bel Air of Chicago.
Yeah. So the point is that like that mic. There's a lot of people that go there who are like, I've never done comedy, but I make my friends laugh, and then they just eat shit on stage, you know? Mm-hmm. So that night, I'm at Laugh Out Loud with Amy, and we were kind of helping out each other, like, you know, hey, can you film my set? I'll film your set. So I'm there, I'm at Laugh Out Loud, and this typical Dago fucking Italian goes up on there. Just he looked like a fucking Jersey Shore reject because he had a receding hairline.
Oh shit.
and he goes up there and he's like he's wearing like a canvas like military jacket, and he goes up there and this is literally his set. He goes, "What's up, guys? Hold on, got to show off the guns." And he takes off his jacket and he has one of those cut off like to go weightlifting shirts.
Oh my God.
And he like flexes for like 5 seconds. I'm like, bro, here's the funny thing, because you, me, and Amy started at Jerks, you know, at Jerks we fucking roast each other over there. It's kind of a heckle mic, you know?
But it's fun though.
No. Don't get me wrong, it is fun. It is. But you know what my problem is? When I started out, so I started out March 2022. From like March to about May, I only went to Jerks. And then when I went to Laugh Out Loud, that was the first mic that I went to that wasn't Jerks. I was under the impression that everybody busts balls like that at every mic. So when I saw this motherfucker, I'm like, dude, I'm going up there and I'm roasting his ass. So I go up there and nobody, like his whole set, I remember his set. He's like, yeah, you know, you ever hear, you know, some people do number one when they're at the toilet. Some people do number two. My fucking wife, she does number threes. She does both at the same time. And he's just talking about his wife shitting. You know, it was so bad. There was no punchline. So I go up there and I'm just like, hey, ladies, hold on. We got to show off the guns, right? And I just like showed my stomach and chicks started screaming. So So I'm just like,
wait, nice screaming or like horror screaming?
no, like good these suburban moms, and I know it could go either way. So
you never know.
So I just go. I'm just like, hey, should I go all the way? Should I start stripping? And I just took my shirt off. And I did my whole set with my shirt off. And here's the funny thing is like Amy got a picture of it. And then here's the thing. So like
I think I saw that picture actually.
Yeah. and dude, here's the funny thing is like, you know, I was saying like I was only doing Laugh Out Loud and Jerks. So Laugh Out Loud is on Sunday.
Mm.
I go to Jerks on Tuesday. Amy's like, yo, my friend went to Laugh Out Loud. And she was just wondering, are you, I never really asked you, are you single? I'm like, no, I'm married. Why? She's like, she thinks you're hot, man. I was just like, okay. But then at the same time, I was like, you know, getting to know like some of the few comedians, you know, I knew Chris Bongat from the start. That's the reason why I started at Jerks.
Mm-hmm.
But I was starting to get to know like, you know, McCarty and that whole crew, you know. And I was like, man, dude, I'm kind of embarrassed because I don't want to be fucking Bert Kreischer. That's his thing. You
Yeah,
know?
right.
So I never did that shit again. But it was still a fucking funny story. You know?
Yeah, every comedian is trying to find his own thing. And I think in my case, my thing is my accent.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, like I'm trying to polish it right now because I know that when I talk, when I'm like nervous or excited, I get to talk a little bit faster.
Yeah.
And that's when people cannot understand me that well.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying right now to do even when I'm excited or nervous, I'm trying to like slow my speech down a little bit so that people can still hear what I'm saying and understand it, but I still have my accent.
Yeah.
So that I think that's actually my thing.
I just always like when I started comedy, I was going through a lot of horrible shit. I mean, I've told you about all of it. I was fucking going to court because my neighbor split my head open, 5 deaths in the family, all that you know. So I was like,
shitty time to start comedy and making people laugh.
well, I was like, my thing. I think my thing is, and I think I mentioned this before on the podcast, was like, I was actually trying to be almost like a motivational speaker. And I was trying to tell people, like, yo, take the most traumatic, fucked up part of your life, turn it into a joke. You know, that was my thing.
Pretty much.
And it worked out well. I mean, and dude, I'm just, bro, if you met me before all this, I was such an angry fucking person. I was like, always get into like, I just had Danny on the podcast and I was like, dude, like that's the reason why that whole shit with the motorcycle, I was like, dude, you got to understand where I come from. I've been in like fucking 17 fights. So, you know, I mean, I'm just like, I'm always on that defense because I've always been fucked with. I used to get bullied a lot too. Because here's the thing. Here's the funny thing. It's actually kind of funny that you mentioned about like being short. You know what my thing was? I was always the big kid. I was the first kid to be 6'1". And I was a football player, and the thing was, early on, when you're big, people are like, "Oh, don't fuck with that guy because he's big."
Exactly, and when you're short, you're like, "Oh, fuck with that guy because he's short."
No. But then a few years go by, and you get the trolls, and they are like, they'll fuck with you a little bit, and they're like, "Oh, this guy's a jolly green giant. I can fuck with it." I remember one of the first fights I got into when I was a kid. This kid would fuck with me all the time. He actually goes to that club Belmont that I run. He goes there now. He's a scumbag now, which is so funny to me. But he used to like, dude, 6th grade. He'd be like, "Yo, so Phil, tell me, does Polish pussy look different? You never got a glance at your mom's?" Like in 6th grade, you know. And the thing that's funny is like I was so used to not getting fucked with for being big that when I fought him, I was crying while I was beating him up. I'm like, I don't want to do this. Because I remember he told me he had asthma, and I made him have an asthma attack. You ever like when we grew up, where I grew up, you ever do that thing? You ever have kids go, hey, you know, if your hand is bigger than your face, you have cancer? You remember that shit?
What? No.
Here's what they did. So do it. You know if your hand's bigger than your face, and then you know what they do? They'd fucking hit you in the elbow.
In the elbow, and
they would give you a bloody nose. So So he did that to me. He did it on my chest, and it knocked the wind out of me. And so then I did it to him, and it fucking sent him into an asthma attack. Fucking ambulance.
This kind of reminds me, if you've seen this video where this kid is getting bullied, but he's a little bit bigger kid, and is bullied by the small kid.
Yeah.
But the big kid is like, you know what, fuck this shit, I'm bigger, and he just like grabs the kid and fucking slams him to the ground, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, holy fuck.
Yeah, dude.
You gotta pick your battles. That's the thing.
Man. But yeah. So I mean, you were saying, so like, you said Jim Carrey was the first. Was there anybody else? Like, if you had to have top 3, you'd have Jim Carrey at the top. What about
Jim
2
Carrey,
more? You said Burt Kreischer, right?
Burt Kreischer, yeah, I really like his, and you know, man, I'm gonna be very commercialized on this matter, but I'm gonna say Kevin Hart. He's funny, man.
No, he is funny.
He's pretty funny. I like his jokes that he's making about being short as well. And I'm like, you know, I can make some jokes like that from my experience too. And I'm kind of getting some material like inspired from his.
Yeah.
I'm not copying it one by one, but I'm making my own like short guy stories and stuff that, which is fun. But yeah, probably those are my top 3 right now. But if it's like for more comedians that are not that much known of, I cannot say right now. I'm enjoying watching Matt Rife, how he's dealing with the crowd work.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be more like Matt Rife with the crowd work, and a little bit more like a mixture of Burt Kreischer, Kevin Hart, and storytelling jokes. That's the thing. And the mannerisms that I do, like the movements that I'm doing on stage, and when I'm trying to act out a thing in my joke that happened, then I'm trying to look more like a Jim Carrey. So I think I'm getting inspired from all these people, and I'm trying to mix it all up until I can find the thing that works for me.
Yeah. I noticed when you first went to Jerks, I even remember when you came. The thing that stood out about...
Dude, I don't even remember myself.
No, but I just remember, I'm like, this guy's new. And the thing, when you mentioned that you like Burt Kreischer or Kevin Hart, the thing that stood out about you is it was a confidence, but it wasn't like a douchebag confidence. It was like, let's laugh, let's have a good time, confidence. Almost like Burt Kreischer. You know, people fucking hate on Burt because they're like, oh, he doesn't have any punchlines or whatever. But he's just like he's a likable grizzly.
He's just saying some stuff, and they're just funny, like the Kool-Aid, you know, the episode when he did with with
dude,
Tom
you know what's funny? The more and
he's
more
just saying stuff, and they're just like so ridiculous that they're funny, you know.
Dude, the more and more I watch that, the more I'm like, dude. It's almost like in our scene. I'm like, dude, Karski's like Segura, and I'm like Burt Kreischer. Like we should have a fucking
happen. Like,
dude, it's
why
like,
not?
oh my god, because it's our personalities. I don't know. Did you ever see the Hitler Cup thing? Did you ever hear about that?
No.
Oh man, that shit made me laugh my ass off. So like, because what's it called?
Oh, when he got the present from Tom, the Hitler.
Yeah. Because there were a bunch of fucking little bitches on like Reddit saying that Burt Kreischer's a racist.
Yeah.
So Tom Segura's like, he's gonna love this present, and he got him fucking Hitler's cup. Yeah,
he got him the cup, and he was like so excited for it.
Yeah,
I remember. Yeah, man, they're so funny. I watched every episode when it comes out. The Two Bears, One Cave. I like the Bad Friends comedy. This is important podcast. All of these people are really.
What is This Is Important?
This is important. You know the guys from Workaholics.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're doing that.
I never watched Workaholics or listened to that podcast.
Dude,
but I know
you should. Like, they have. I forgot the name of the guy that was playing Workaholics, but he's very popular right now.
The guy with the long hair?
No, not with the long hair. The one with the short hair.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, one of those. He was a guest on the Two Bears One Cave.
Yeah.
And I like to have when they have guests like that, when they talk about comedy and talking about their experience and stuff like that, because you can actually like learn something from their experience and try to make it into yours.
You know what I fucking love that I think you might even like? Have you ever listened to Honeydew?
Mm-mm.
Dude, I love that because so what Honeydew is like a free fucking plug, but it's got Ryan Sickler. He's all right as a comedian, but Honeydew is all about like the reason why it's called that is like when you go to a buffet with like fruits, nobody ever takes the honeydew because nobody ever wants that.
What was honeydew? I totally forgot.
It's like cantaloupe, but it's like green.
Okay.
So nobody goes for that, And the reason why it's called honeydew is because like what they talk about on there, they talk about what nobody wants to talk about, and they talk about every comedian's past trauma. Like it's almost like a serious podcast, but they laugh about it because it's so funny. Like they had fucking Christina Pazitsky, Tom Segura's wife on there.
Oh no, his wife. Oh, Tom Segura's wife. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking about Burt Kreischer's life.
No, Tom Segura and she's talking about how like her dad would like when he was on visitations, he would take her to these like, I don't know if it was because he was in the closet or what, but he would take her to these gay parties, but like she's like, oh, it's just Halloween, so everybody's like dressed up and like dancing, and she's like, oh, when I go with Dad, we just go to these Halloween parties, but it's all year round. It's just fun. It's fun to see what trauma sculpts certain comedians,
True.
So but yeah, anyways, that's one I recommend. It's funny, but
I can check it out for sure.
I can't listen. I feel like it's hard to listen to podcasts now, like being a mechanic,
Yeah,
because you have to do the calls so that nobody runs anybody over while they're changing oil. But yeah, so you got into comedy. Like, would you say now? Do you have any top 3 now? Have they changed?
I think Matt Rife right now is it's in there like the top 10. Andrew.
That's weird because there's a lot of haters of Matt Rife. That's
I know.
Funny.
I don't know why they hate him though. He's still funny. Like they hate him because he has this like looks, the hot looks. And people are like, "Oh, you should be a model. How can you be so funny?" Well, sorry, he is funny actually. And this Asian Cho right now. I know his last name is Cho. Oh, fuck. He's right now in the Subway commercials. Fuck. I forgot what.
I know there's Margaret Cho.
No, not Margaret Cho. No, not about her.
Unless she transitioned.
What's his name? Let me check it out real quick. I have it right here. I know he was having a movie with this Bulgarian actress, Nina Dobrev.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Nina Dobrev is so hot, man. Every American that I say what about Nina Dobrev, and they were like, "Oh, she's so fucking hot," and I'm like, "Yeah, did you know she's Bulgarian?" They're like, "No way," and I'm like, "Yeah, way." So the guy is Jimmy Wang, not Cho. Jimmy Wang.
Let me see a picture.
Jimmy Wang.
Okay.
This guy.
Yeah.
Dude, he's very funny. If you haven't seen his stand-up, he has this stand-up on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
Dude, go watch it. You're going to laugh your ass off.
Nice.
Go watch him. He's so funny.
Yeah.
Any others? Right now, I can't think of
any others. Local favorites?
Local favorites?
Or you not want to play favorites on here?
No. No. I mean, I don't know, man. It's like I'm doing my thing, but I think a lot of people are funny around here in Chicago. There's like every time I found a person that I knew that it's like, oh, like how he's doing the comedy, I like his stuff, I like his way of delivering the jokes and whatnot.
Yeah.
I cannot say that I have like a favorite, but it's just a lot of people that I like how they do the jokes.
Yeah, that's something that I forget is like I got such bad rejection issues that I'm just like I don't know where I stand, but at the same time you got to remember people are always going, "Where's Vlad? Where's Wild Phil?" You know what I mean? Like you're a fucking puzzle piece in that Chicago comedy scene.
Sure. I mean, I'm trying to get there not only because of my personality, but I'm trying to get on the comedy scene more as like a comedian, like a person that people are gonna say, "Oh, this guy is funny. You should go to a show where he's gonna be at and you should listen to him and you're gonna have fun." That's my goal. Not more like, "Oh, where's Vlad?" because he's always like support us and stuff like that. That's still cool for me. Like, I'm not saying that's bad, but it's just I want to be recognized as well for the comedian
Yeah.
that I am, or
You know-
not that I am, but I'm trying to be.
Yeah, like with me, because I've always just been a natural fucking artist. Like every instrument that I play, I've learned by ear. I've never got any lessons and shit. And it's just like, what I was like, I've been through so much fucked up shit. I want my story to be heard. I want my story to be heard. And the thing is with music, I had this dream of like, oh, maybe there's somebody overseas who's going to hear this song and they're going to be like, oh my God, I relate to this. Not really. You got to be real big in music.
The competition here is a lot, man. Like
Yeah.
it's like the comedians. You have to go to a lot of shows. You have to like get booked at even like the shittiest places to perform. But
here's the thing. Here's the thing is like with music, I don't think it worked. Then during lockdown, where I was like at the peak of like depression and fucked up shit, I tried writing like a diary short story book. I'm not even joking. If you look at, how when you write on Microsoft Word, it shows you how many pages? I am almost at 10,000 pages.
Dude,
that's how much shit I wrote.
Damn.
Because like when I thought about it, I'm like, before comedy, we go to mics every single night.
Yeah.
So it's like if you go to a mic, you're probably there for 3 hours. I was like, during lockdown, I'm going to spend 3 hours writing a different story.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the same time, I'm like, dude, who's going to read this fucking book?
All
I'm a
right.
nobody. Nobody knows who I am.
Do it for yourself, man. Why the
Yeah.
fuck not? Like, the thing is that when I'm getting into like those depressive episodes, when I'm getting into those,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to like write jokes or stuff like that, but I do write poetry, but it's dark poetry, like very melancholic.
Yeah.
That's the thing that I do. And if somebody asks me for it, I'm not showing you guys anything. This is just personal for me. Fuck off.
Yeah, dude. I still, the point that I was getting at, I was like, comedy is a great way to share all these fucked up stories. It's a great fucking.
As long as you know how to deliver them in a fun way, and not be like, oh my god, this dude is dark.
Yeah, and actually,
not be like Batman on stage on a comedy stage.
You know what's funny? It's funny.
Like they killed my parents,
dude. It's funny that you say Batman because I'm not even joking. One of the last things my therapist told me, he goes, Phil, I think we've reached a point where you've got some of your stuff together. And I'm like, really? He goes, yeah, I guess the best way I could put it is you used to be the Joker and now you're a little bit like Batman. I'm like, that's fucking hilarious. So I'm not going to shoot up a theater,
Yeah, fuck that. Or go to a show and shoot up the host.
Yeah. So, fuck, man.
But yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, you know what came up in my mind because this just came out of nowhere. A movie I watched because we were talking about the past 2 weeks. What happened? A movie I watched that I haven't seen in a long time, bro. Have you ever seen the movie A Good Son?
Tell me more.
It's a serious movie with Macaulay Culkin.
No, I haven't.
Dude,
actually.
I recommend it to anyone because it's really fucked up and it's kind of funny because
is it a comedy as well or
it's not
a drama?
It's actually one of the so what's funny is because I went to school, I was going to be a psychologist or a therapist, and I just didn't have enough money to get a master's. I got a bachelor's, but I didn't know how the fuck college works, like nobody, I didn't, my parents like didn't go to college. So
that's why I left in the third year of university and I came here, to be honest.
But Good Son is actually one of the few movies where like when they're in psychology, when they're trying to portray what is the best, how like when they portray like bipolar in a movie and then they say, what's the movie that portrays bipolar the best? Good Son is one of the movies they show like in psychology that portrays sociopath the best because they always show like they say like, oh, American Psycho, he's a sociopath. That's more murder. Not all sociopaths murder.
That's more psychotic and things happening in your head because that's the plot of it all.
Yeah.
Like all the movies like in the head of Christian Bale.
But what's funny about Good Son is so it's Macaulay Culkin is in it. I think he's in it. He was in it right after Home Alone. The reason why it's funny is because he does all this crazy shit in Good Son, But he did the same crazy shit in Home Alone, but it was a comedy.
Oh, okay.
So what Good Son is, it's about like, so I have to tell you because it's so fucking crazy. It's basically about like, so Macaulay Culkin. So this movie starts out with Elijah Wood's like 10 in it. Or something.
Elijah Woods is in there too.
Yeah, and what happens is Elijah Wood's mom dies, and the dad is like a traveling businessman. So he's like, I'm going to drop you off at my sister's house, at your aunt's house, so that you can sort of cope with the death because I have to finish off this huge business project. And his sister, the aunt's son, is Macaulay Culkin. And he realizes real soon, like, there's all this weird shit going on. Like, his brother died because he drowned in a bathtub. And then you learn by the end of the movie that he drowned him because he was jealous. And then, like, he built, like, how like boys.
That's amazing plot for a comedy right there.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
This doesn't sound like a comedy.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Oh, it's not a comedy. Oh, okay.
No.
I thought it was.
No. That's. I honestly, I think it's one of the few movies that Macaulay Culkin was like
serious
in a drama. Yeah. And then there's like a scene where, like, how boys, like, they throw rocks at beer bottles or they fuck around in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
He builds like this crossbow that shoots nails, and he shoots a pit bull to death in there. It's just it's a crazy fucking movie. It's just so, like, there's just scenes in it that are funny to me because, like, for example, how like in Home Alone, like, he'll set up a booby trap and then the camera goes to Macaulay Culkin and he's just like, you coming? You leaving, or you're thirsty for more?
Like, it's funny though because in the Home Alone movie, some of the traps can actually fucking kill you. Where,
oh
like,
yeah.
In the second part where he was throwing bricks at the guy's face, like, what the fuck?
Yeah. and that's why.
As a kid you're laughing, but as a grown up you're like, this motherfucker was trying to kill somebody, right?
That's why it's funny because it's like in Good Son, I'm like, dude, if you just added a laugh track, it would be Home Alone.
Or it'd be like a little bit of a happy melody to it, like, kill the dog.
There's one scene that makes me laugh my ass off where he's like, Elijah Wood's like, we're not going to do any crazy stuff today, are we? And he's like, no, but I'm going to take you to a secret place. I'm going to show you something that'll blow your mind. And he's like, okay, but we're not doing any crazy stuff. And what he does,
showing him a dead body.
Dude, Macaulay Culkin builds this mannequin dummy out of paper mache. He goes, that's Mr. Highway. He's like, why is he called Mr. Highway? He's like, you'll see. And they go to this bridge and they toss this body off. This
to cars coming out.
Yeah. And it causes like a fucking 7-car pileup.
Oh my god.
And each car that hits, it's just Macaulay Culkin smiling like, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm like, dude.
Imagine like adding a funny soundtrack to it. That would be funny. Yeah. But
you know what's even,
if you're like dun dun dun, like what the fuck?
Yeah. There's this YouTube channel where there's these like there's like a school you go to when you want to become help with CGI in video games and movies. So there's these CGI nerds where what they did is like they took all of the scenes from Home Alone and they turned it into like, how would this realistically happen with CGI? And it's funny as fuck, dude. It's fun. There's like
blood going back, like splattering everywhere.
Yeah. Like in Home Alone when he sticks his head in that dog door and then he has that BB gun.
Oh yeah.
They just CGI'd into a shotgun and it just blows his head to pieces.
I think I've seen that video actually when they lit his head on fire and his whole like fucking head is burning, not only the top of it. Yeah, I've seen.
And
that.
Then fucking he steps on that nail and it tears his fucking foot into.
Or like he touches like the electrical thingy.
Yeah.
Oh dude, yeah. I think I've seen those videos actually. Yeah, they're quite fun.
But yeah, that's the only shit I watched recently. But so like, what do you this is your first time on this episode. We're like almost at 2 hours, so that's a good time.
Going good.
But what do you think?
Strong.
Like, where do you see yourself? What do you think your comedy goals are?
Oh man,
like are you looking to go on tour in 5 years?
I'm ambitious, man. I'm ambitious. So my thing is that I want to go on tours but I'm very ambitious, so I want to fill in like big holes.
Yeah.
Like I want to go, not like I'm. I don't want to sound like a big hotshot or anything. Be like, oh, I want to be like Kevin Hart and fill up the Madison Square Garden or some shit. If it
Yeah.
happens, that would be fucking amazing. But I want to be able to perform in front of like hundreds of people, or
Yeah.
like even if I hit a 1,000 people mark,
Yeah.
that I would be like, I'm gonna reach my goal. But there's the thing, like they were talking about this before on the Two Bears One Cave, I think it was. They were saying that when you reach some goal, it's like you got there. So right now you're gonna have another thing after that follows
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
So it's never like you're never gonna be satisfied to any point. But I think that for me, my personal goal is gonna be that if I hit 1,000 people mark on the as an audience members,
Yeah.
that's gonna be where I'm gonna be recognized. Because some people are like, oh, I'm recognized even right now,
Yeah.
but I think for me, 1,000 people is gonna be me personally when I'm gonna be, wow, I think I'm actually doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Because I do have this confidence and whatnot in myself when I go on stage, but I know that I can probably show that to people.
Yeah.
But when I go on stage and perform in inside of me,
Yeah.
like mentally, I'm like, oh, this is probably not going well, or I'm gonna say something wrong and I'm gonna be like, oh, you fucking messed that up, even though I'm
Yeah.
gonna get some laugh out of it. I know in my head I'm like, I should have said something else,
Yeah. Yeah.
or stuff like that. But I'm still like in the beginning, man. I know that in comedy especially, you need some years until you get to the point where you're gonna be at.
Yeah.
Because I know right now Matt Rife, he's the same age as me. He's 28 years old, but he's filling up like the big stadiums, big theaters
Yeah.
and whatnot. But that's the thing. He started doing comedy when he was like 16 or 17 years old.
Yeah.
So he had a pretty big like head start in front
Yeah.
of me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that I think that I'm gonna reach there, even if it's not in America. To be honest,
Yeah.
I'm still gonna be like a name in the comedy, even if it's in Bulgaria or in Europe.
Have you ever done a set in Bulgarian?
No, not yet.
No.
No, not yet. I think.
Do you
I
think it
don't.
would translate weird?
Some jokes probably yes. Some jokes might translate a little bit weird when I say them in
Yeah.
Bulgarian. I think some of them might land.
Yeah.
It's just I haven't actually had the proper audience for it. Because
Yeah.
the funny thing that happened is I'm a little afraid to go in front of people that are only Bulgarians in the crowd. Because one New Year's Eve, I was in the Bulgarian restaurant here in Des Plaines,
Yeah.
and I was celebrating with friends. And before the whole like club, Bulgarian music started and people were having fun, the restaurant, they decided to make like a little bit of a pre-show
Mhm.
during the people were eating and stuff, and they had Julia and one other actor, and they also had one artist, a Bulgarian, all Bulgarians, and they had to like perform that. Like the artist, she had to rap,
Yeah.
and Julia and the other actor, they had to do a little bit of a stand up, like 10 minutes each.
Yeah.
But because I don't know if it was because they were all Bulgarians or they were all like in that mental state if in a restaurant on New Year's Eve that we don't want any show, we just want to drink,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
They all of those three people, they bombed so much, man. I know Julia and all the other people that were there performing. I was
Yeah,
trying
yeah.
to cheer up for them and stuff like that, but at the same point, I was like, I would leave the stage right the first or second minute when I was performing because the crowd, the all Bulgarians, they were not feeling them. I don't know if it's probably because it was the vibe that was in the restaurant
Yeah.
or it was something else, but Bulgarians
Who does this guy
Bulgarians
think
can
he
be tough crowd, man.
Yeah.
That's the thing because some of the jokes that are landing here, I think it's because the humor here, the whole comedy scene, and the jokes that people are making here in America, it's a little bit different than the jokes that are being made in Bulgaria.
Yeah.
Because the humor as a thing, it's different with every different culture.
Why do you think that is? How would you describe it?
I don't know. I think it's just because the way of life and the way that it's people are living. To be honest,
how is like Bulgarian humor? You think?
Bulgarian humor, we like to make a laugh at other people. We like to make some jokes that are certain, like for Bulgarians, like, oh, you live in the capital, or no, you live in like not in the capital city, but then you have to like transition and you move into the capital and you think, oh, I'm like a big hotshot right now, but you're still like a village junkie or some shit.
So it's almost like inside jokes. Yeah.
Kind of like that. Like our humor is a little bit more different. We're a little bit more rough on our humor. We like to do a lot of like dirty stuff, but I think like some of our dirty jokes are not gonna be like well received over here in America.
Okay.
That's the thing. So probably that's kind of the thing that makes me. I still want to do jokes in front of Bulgarians in Bulgarian one day, just to see where I'm at with it or how am I gonna do. But at the same time, I'm like, you know what? I don't want to eat ass in front of Bulgarians here.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. I had that similar. My co-host, he's only able to go on Tuesdays through Thursdays, but I was talking with him about how he's Cuban, and I realized, like, I think I mentioned this before, but it kind of like, like Pablo Francisco. You know who that is? Or like, even, I guess I would say like Carlos Mencia, where a lot of Hispanic comedy, it's real like over the top animated to where I'm just like, this is annoying. This guy's trying way too fucking hard. But that's part of like Hispanic culture.
Yeah, that's their thing. Like every culture has like a different type of comedy that it's well received in their country, in their language. So that's why I think it's probably the most important one that you have to understand. Like when you go do comedy in the different like countries in front of different people, if you're not a big name that people know you and know your style of comedy, if you're like you and me and try to do a comedy let's say in front of French people, we're gonna probably suck a lot, because their type of comedy is something that it's way different than how we are used to like deliver the jokes and like write the jokes and jokes in as a whole. But
I don't know. I know. I gotta start emailing people because I haven't emailed. I feel like what happened. See, here's the funny thing. Like, I think this happened to me in life as well, where I was like, I had a slow start because I couldn't speak English, and then I went way ahead of myself because I just started. I really got into metal, so I was like 12 years old, hanging out with like 18-year-olds. Like fucking like metalheads and going to shows and mosh pits and shit, And that's kind of what happened with me, where like when I started comedy, I was like, dude, I could fucking be Louis C.K. And then people are like, dude, tone it down, chill out. You're not there yet. And now I almost sometimes feel like I'm shooting myself short, where I'm seeing like, I'm just going to be honest, where I'm seeing people who are horrible comics, but they're getting, shows. But then I'm asking myself, I'm like, I didn't even email those people, and that's why, like.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. And sometimes I'm like, just right now I started receiving like invites to do some stuff. Like I only not invites, I received only one for right now. Yeah. But even the first one, when you're not like sending emails, when you're not like texting people to be like, hey, can I be on the show? Can you put me in? Can you do that? When even like the first one, even if you have only one, you kind of feel like good because you think that, oh, I'm kind of like getting recognized from previous stuff. Like people like me and they want to see me again in this show. And that's the thing, that this first invite that I received pretty recently, it made me feel good about myself, and it made me feel more confident in what I'm doing, and it made me be more sure that I'm on the right way and I'm getting there. I'm still working on it, but I'm sure on the right way to get there. It could be a little bit more slower than the people that started at the same time as I did. But I'm still doing my thing, and I should not be like that much affected of others people like experience and how are they like going to the comedy and they're doing more shows or stuff like that. I should just watch myself and be happy for my own progress in the stuff that I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
And getting this first invite, for me, was actually a pretty big thing, and I'm happy. And sometimes I might annoy people by telling it to everybody, but it's a personal,
No,
it's a
fine.
personal victory for me.
Congratulations.
So yeah,
You have to earn those invites, you know.
Exactly, yeah.
I just
So
get
that's
I
cool.
get I get paranoid because I'm just like, what did I do to not get invited? Is it too
Mhm.
vulgar? Do people think I'm too wild?
No,
Like, what, you know?
yeah,
But
sometimes I think that as well. Like sometimes I think to myself, like, oh my god, people don't want to invite me to shows or don't want to include me to shows because I'm this immigrant, the outsider of every group, especially in the comedians, or they just think that the crowd won't receive me that well because they're probably not gonna understand what I'm saying.
yeah,
But at the same time, when I see somebody like, hey, you wanna do my show, like, do you wanna come to this show and perform? And I'm like, fuck yeah, I wanna do that, man. Just get me out there. Like, I want that exposure.
yeah.
That's pretty cool. And when people like start noticing and some people are like inviting you to do shows, that's pretty awesome.
Do you like doing that roast battle shit?
Yeah, actually, it's quite fun. I don't think I'm gonna be quite able to right now at this point to just go to the roast battle and do it at the top of the dome, But I'm still thinking that I'm doing a good job at it. Yeah. Of course, I'm gonna lose one day, but fuck it. It might be the next one that I'm having. But
Yeah.
I know that as long as I go there, I show my face and I do my jokes, and if my jokes land and I get laugh from the audience members out there, I know that even though I lose, that's gonna be a personal win for me because I know that my jokes were well received in front of people, and that's the thing for me. Like everybody, like when they go there and when I ask them, hey, how did the roast battle go? And they're like, oh, I lost, but it was fun. Like, why do you have to start with I lost? Like, for me, that's the thing that even when you go to a roast battle, it doesn't really matter if you win or lose. Because as long as you go there and you do your jokes and they land and you get laugh from people, or even you go in there, you get the laughs and you're having fun yourself and you're feeling good that you went there, you win. Doesn't matter if it's in front of the audience. It's like it does matter in front of the audience members. Oh, this guy won, he must be a little bit funnier. But as long as your jokes land, like,
and you know what I love too, like I was gonna bring this up but I got distracted, is I kind of love that the whole online clips thing,
yeah,
because there's a lot of like I realize there's a lot of like jaded old comedians who are like, oh, you're getting all this fucking attention, but basically the people who hate on Matt Rife, he had a huge online presence too.
He does.
And what I love about that is, for example, like when I started out, I was like, oh man, because I didn't know who Kyle Allen was, but I saw him. I'm like, oh, he's a metalhead, so I can do metal jokes. But then I did him. I'm like, nobody fucking understood them. And I think even Kyle told me, he's like, dude, you have to make this more relatable. But the thing that's great is if you make cliche, like little click, but relatable jokes, you can fucking like feed that to the right audience. Like, for example, I had this like awesome bit about Oasis, about how much I love the band Oasis. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, that clip, I'm like, most people will be like, oh yeah, it's a good clip. But then I share that shit on all the Facebook fan sites and they fucking love it. Same thing with, like, I had a bit about being epileptic.
No, that's the thing with those jokes. Like when you're making a joke specifically for one team, like let's say it's metal or for one band, as long as you make it a little bit more relatable to other people, like kind of like the same experience that they had, or the thing that they know about this band, and they know every person here, whenever they hear something like it's how do I say it? Like if it's a little bit more known, like heavy metal or the band Oasis, like today's. Everybody know this fucking song.
Yeah.
Either if it's like for a good reason or a bad reason, doesn't matter. As long as you have this thing that it's like common and you make it as a joke, it's gonna be relatable either way.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as you don't make it just like specifically for this kind of people.
Yeah.
That's when the thing is gonna flop. But
Yeah.
that's
Well,
what I think.
Well, shit, man, it's been fun talking to you.
I
think it's time to wrap it up now.
We can do that. I'm cool with it.
Yeah,
Even if we continue, I'm cool with it.
No, man, thank you for getting wild. And
thank you for inviting me.
We'll see you at some we'll do some mics together. We'll do some shows.
We'll do. Guys, follow me. My Instagram is Vlad is comedy or Vlad is comedy with an I. Yeah.
Nice.